First at 4, expanding abortion access. Governor Gretchen Whitmer just signed new legislation into law. We're going to talk about what it does. Also, Brian's working on the forecast.
Yeah, that's right, Karen. A rainy day across southeastern Michigan today, but still tracking some showers this afternoon. I'll talk about when the rain comes to an end and a look at your all-important Thanksgiving forecast. The details coming up.
We'll take you to a parade, and despite everything that's going on out here, it did not rain on that parade. But you know what? There are still some pretty touching tears. I'll show you.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, Michigan continues to expand access to abortion after the passage of Proposal 3 last November. Now, a short time ago, Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed the Reproductive Health Act in Livonia. The legislation repeals what supporters call medically unnecessary restrictions on abortion care, including those that criminalize nurses and doctors. Democratic lawmakers say having the right to abortion has not guaranteed access across the state.
As it stands, Michiganders in northern Michigan and the UP may have to drive up to 7 hours to access abortion care. The RHA will make it easier for providers to open facilities closer to where the need is. It will also remove the provision that private insurers require a separate abortion rider be purchased for coverage, a law that has broad implications and has resulted in medical bills ranging in the tens of thousands of dollars.
Today, we are taking another bold step forward to ensure that Michigan law reflects Michigan values. The people spoke loudly last year.
Proposal 3 passed with more than 56% of the vote last November, just months after the United States Supreme Court reversed Roe versus Wade. We've got breaking news, and that is breaking the hearts of many longtime Detroit Tigers fans. Pitcher Willie Hernandez has died. He spent his final six seasons with the MLB with the Tigers and was a key member of the team that won the 1984 World Series. Hernandez also grabbed the Cy Young Award that year and was named American League MVP. The Tigers released a statement sending their thoughts to his family. Hernandez was just 69 years old. Some students over at Oxford High School say the psychological scars from the deadly shooting they witnessed have not healed, and they want action. A group calling itself We Will Be Heard invited Local 4 to the school today to hear their concerns. They don't think the district has done enough to make changes or enough to help students to heal. They're calling for resignations on the school board and urging the public to get involved. A leader for the group says the release of the Guidepost Solutions report on mistakes made before and during the shooting spurred them to demand more accountability.
After the release of the investigation, we said, the truth is out now. We have something to fight for, and we have the information to back it up. We're done being shut up. We're done being silenced. Enough is enough, and we are fighting back and asking for justice and healing for the students of Oxford. We've been told not to talk about the shooting out of fear of triggering each other. We have been silenced. We want the people who are trained to help us with this to help us and do their jobs.
4 students died in the shooting, which took place almost 2 years ago on November 30th of 2021. Thousands of commuters were forced to reroute this morning as they were trying to use westbound 696 near Mound Road. It was a mess. State police say a flatbed semi-truck was heading west when the driver attempted to make a late exit to Mound, and that caused that semi to jackknife, dumping a load of steel coils which weighed more than 100,000 pounds. A garbage truck also overturned because of the traffic backup. No serious injuries were reported. 696 reopened before noon. Many of us spent the day dodging those raindrops. It was a mess out there. This is a live look outside in Southfield this afternoon. So when will the rain move out? Brian Sherman is in for Kim today and kicks things off with our first forecast. Brian?
Yeah, that's right, Karen. Definitely a soggy day across the region today. An exact track 40 radar still tracking some showers north of the metro, working up toward Lapeer as well as over toward Flint and Saginaw. We're going to hold on to a few showers heading through the evening hours tonight, but I do think drier weather moves in heading into our Wednesday. Much of the same in Mount Clemens. Cloud cover and a rainy lens here. Most everyone temperatures holding into the 40s. That last bit of the rain pulling off to the north and east. So the further we go through the night, we will start to see improving conditions. Temperatures holding steady into the 40s through the late evening into the early portions of the overnight tonight. But then drier weather moves in for the holiday. And then we're talking the potential of snow in the forecast by the end of the holiday weekend. I'll break down everything you need to know in your full 4-1 forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Karen.
Well, from the Middle East this afternoon, we keep hearing Israel and Hamas might be close to a deal to call a truce and perhaps release some hostages. As of right now, it's not a done deal. Let's get to Devin Skillion. He's in the newsroom with the very latest. Devin?
Yeah, Karen, it has already, of course, been a horrible 45 days since the attack on Israel when more than 240 people were taken captive by Hamas. Well, now hopes are being raised that some of them could be released and perhaps very soon. One relative of a very young hostage describes the roller coaster of emotions.
You know, when I think about that on Friday is Abigail's 4th birthday, and that she should be home with her family and with her sister and brother, and she isn't right now. It's like you get your emotions, you have to keep them in check.
We could bring some of these hostages home very soon, but I don't want to get into the details of things because nothing is done until it's done.
Nothing is done until it's done. In the meantime, Israeli soldiers continue their military operations in the Gaza Strip. They released this video showing battle with militants. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he is meeting with his top decision makers to discuss a possible truce and hopes that there will be good news soon. There is no word on when a vote will take place. Israeli media reports the deal could include a 5-day halt to Israel's offensive and the release of 50 hostages in return for 150 Palestinians held by Israel. But this is a very fluid situation right now, as it has been for this last month and a half. We'll have another update coming up in about 60 minutes when you join us for Local 4 News at 5. Karen, back to you.
All right, we appreciate it. Thank you, Devin. North Korea taking another step that's likely to raise some tensions with the U.S. and its allies. That country claims it has successfully placed a spy satellite in orbit during its 3rd launch attempt this year. North Korea has been determined to build a space-based surveillance system. Right now, the claim cannot be independently verified. The United Nations bans North Korea from conducting satellite launches, calling them covers for testing missile technology. Home sales may be on track for their worst year in decades. I want you to take a look at the new numbers. Existing home sales in October were more than 14% lower than a year ago. Part of the reason, higher prices. The median cost of a new home was more than $391,000. That's up 3% from 2022. Lower inventory is also boosting prices. Also, interest rates have jumped to more than 8% over the past few months. The numbers come to us from the National Association of Realtors. Okay, so let's take a break for some early holiday cheer. You probably didn't know it, but there was a Thanksgiving parade today over in Ann Arbor. Paula Tuffin shows us why this celebration was indoors for some children who really need a boost right now.
It is a Thanksgiving parade no one wants to attend. But thank goodness it happens.
I started to tear up because we weren't planning on being here. And so this is just special.
What we wanted to do was bring the magic of Woodward Avenue into CS Mott Children's Hospital.
Sick children in need of comfort.
And I even saw cheerleaders.
Oh my God, Bonnie!
Darian was afraid of dogs until the therapy dog roamed down the hall along with clowns and, well, a parade.
I was starting to overcome it slowly by slowly. I was overcoming my fear, and I didn't know it was going to overcome that quick.
And when the bells jingled, it meant one thing and one thing only. The big guy himself.
Have you been good?
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, okay.
It's kind of hard because I have epilepsy.
Yeah, it's all right.
I can barely do anything.
We'll get through that, right?
And while for so many, Thanksgiving is a means to a big meal and maybe a football game.
It was amazing to see all those people come together for all these kids.
It was very great.
It's amazing. And I love seeing all these people come together for these kids that obviously don't want to be here, but make the best of it for them. And it means a lot.
Here, Thanksgiving is simply about letting children know that with everything going on in their lives in a big, scary hospital where things hurt and it's not home, there is joy and laughter and, yes, distractions.
We've tried to do everything we can to replicate the parade. We have the University of Michigan Marching Band. We have balloons, floats. We have cheerleaders.
To walk into Mott Children's today and what's about to take place for these kids is incredible. And to be able to touch these lives in a great way, it's a goosebump moment.
And good memories to take with them when they leave. You know, close to 350 children actually attended that parade, and we can honestly say not a drop of rain touched any of them. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
Oh, thank you, Paula. We are so glad that the children received that special treat. Of course, you may have heard there's also a bigger parade coming up this week. Our coverage of America's Thanksgiving parade, presented by Gardner White, kicks off at 6 a.m. on Thursday. Our morning crew gets things started. Then Devin, Kimberly, Gil, Kim Adams, and I will be joining the fun. And if you're not coming to see the parade in person, just get comfortable at home. You can see the floats, the marching bands, and the special guests right here on Local 4 or streaming on Local 4 Plus.